serious. And my intentions were, after I left school, was to go to drama college. Never made that. I ended up in an amateur theatre and took it from there, you know.
One night, two extraordinary girls came in. They were extraordinary for us in a sense because they were so young and they were the first coloured people we'd had in. Now, it was a godsend for me because I was just about to start directing Tennessee Williams' streetcar named Desire. And I thought, perfect, wonderful atmosphere. Except I said to Ruby, have you sung before? She said, well, I've sung at school with the choir and so on and so forth. And so I said, never sort of solo. She hung her head and said, oh, G or something like this. And so I said, come on, we'll all be very quiet. And she knew the two cries, and she went through them. Doreen went through them as well. But when Ruby did it, suddenly this wonderful gut, I can't describe it, hit us all. This sound, this incredible sound, which in some ways was raw and caught you, in other ways was so mellow. And the place went absolutely silent, and you know how actors talk. And at the end, they just automatically applauded. And of course, the songs were in, and the atmosphere they gave to that particular scene, an early morning scene, these two girls weaving around the stage, and Ruby's voice just rising, this lovely, natural sounding cry, which is fantastic.
People seemingly half of what you see. From London, of what you hear. I can hide, I'm being misused. Now if it's true, please tell me, dear. Do you let me know about some other girl you used to know? Baby, I heard it through the grapevine. Now how much longer will it be mine? Baby, I heard it through the grapevine. And I'm just about to lose my mind. Don't you know I heard it through the grapevine? Say how much longer will it be mine? 'Cause I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer will it be mine?
At some point in the play, this lady, Ruby, walked on and sang a street song, which she'd been asked to sing for the play. And I was struck immediately, you know, by the quality of her voice, and I just thought she was terrific. I thought it was absolutely exceptional. It was about, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds or 15 seconds, but I just thought it was an exceptional voice, exceptional feeling for just that simple sort of melody.
'Cause I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer won't you be mine, baby? Yeah, yeah. I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer won't you be mine, baby? Yeah, yeah. I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer won't you be mine, baby? Yeah, yeah. I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer won't you be mine, baby? Yeah, yeah. I heard it through the grapevine. How much longer won't you be mine, baby? Yeah, yeah. I heard it. I heard it. I heard it.
I used to do poetry gigs with a piano player, jazz piano player called Roy Fisher. And it occurred to me that Ruby's voice was the kind of voice that would go very well with the piano player, singing 40s and 30s songs, kind of Mildred Bailey things and Billie Holiday, Ella Fitzgerald kind of things. I sort of booked her to appear on one of these poetry jazz things with Roy Fisher. And she came round to my house with an overcoat and a handbag, and Roy had a bag full of songs, 1930s, 40s songs. And Roy started playing the piano, and she was very shy, rather nervous, and she wouldn't take her coat off or put her handbag down. And Roy was singing away, and after a bit she went upstairs, disappeared. Then she came back, then she started singing very slightly and coughing. And then she put her handbag down and her voice became a little bolder, and then she took off her overcoat, and then she stood up and this terrific voice came out.
I remember it very well. What we were doing was sitting here with Ruby, and she'd got to get a repertoire. She'd sung with groups, she'd sung with choirs. She had this marvellous sound that could make people happy. What she hadn't got was a repertoire she could just go on with by herself in a club and sing, just do a short act. So I taught her what I knew, which were old standards, things which were older than she was, far older than she was, a good deal older than I was, you know, things like Stormy Weather, Ain't Misbehavin', Paper Moon, Sunny Side of the Street, all those old ones. She was great. I remember one we did, which gave us a bit of trouble, but it came out very nicely in the end. That was this old one, Can't Help Loving That Man. We did it like this.
I'm very sceptical about the magic of talent. I think people are good because they work hard. Now, she contradicted that because she just had the ability to do what was right somehow without thinking about it. She's always just got completely involved in the songs that she was doing. And even if she does things that are wrong, she does them with such style that she makes other people want to copy them.
Boogie-woogie on the corner of the street, and the people passing by staring wide wonder as the inside jukebox spurs down just like thunder, and everything looks so complete as you're walking out on the street, and the wind catches the feet and sends you flying, crying, Lord. Wild night, it gets calling.
The first thing I wanted really in the early days was to give us some exposure, to find a band. And we built up a band over about 4 or 5 years, which is very difficult if you've got no money. I wasn't really equipped to be a manager, but what I wanted to do was to sort of help her on the way as much as possible. And I was just waiting for somebody to come along and say, look, this is a girl with talent, we'll look after her for you, and I'd be glad for her to be taken over by somebody else.
Hey, all the girls walk by, dressed up for each other.
I mean, you wouldn't believe the number of times one has rung up A&R men, record companies, asked people to come to gigs. I mean, I rang up one record company for a week, every day for a week, asking for this one particular person, and they were saying, oh, yes, he'll be in tomorrow. He'll be in tomorrow. He's not in. He's at a meeting. He's at a meeting. And at the end of the week, somebody said, oh, well, he doesn't work here anymore. He left 2 years ago.
As you're walking out on the street, and the wind hits your feet and sends you flying, crying, Lord. Wild night, just calling.
I think that, you know, the music business is a pond full of sharks. I'm not saying everybody's crooked in the music business. There's some very nice people, if you look carefully. But I'm not sure if this is absolutely true, but this is the view I get, that when they get somebody who's got a talent, and it's as simple as that, they can't handle that in some kind of strange way. I think if they're purveying rubbish, then they can organise the rubbish. They can make people like the rubbish. There can be qualities of rubbish. There can be good rubbish and inferior rubbish and novel rubbish, and there can be rubbish that paints its face, and there can be rubbish that takes its clothes off, and there can be rubbish where you can't hear the word. Do you know what I mean? And that, I think they like to be in charge of the whole thing. But when something simple comes along, like the girl who can sing like Ruby, I don't think they quite know what to do with it. It's a kind of dangerous commodity. We'd go to a pub, you know, where you could get up off the floor, and Ruby get up off the floor, and this agent would say, I can't sell that. Yeah, this kind of thing.
Hey, come on out and dance. Yeah, come on out and make romance. Come on out and dance. Yeah, come on out and make romance. What say you wild night calling on the wild, wild night just calling.
I'm established in the sense that people know who I am, but not established enough in the music world to say she's got something down on plastic that millions have bought. You've got to get some interest, and you've got to get a hit record.
Blue Monday, how I hate Blue Monday. I go to work and slave all day. Here comes a Tuesday, oh, how a Tuesday. I'm so tired, got no time to play. Oh, by Wednesday, my freedom must stop. I call the master to tell him what's up. I call the Thursday, the hard working day, and Friday I get my pay. But Saturday morning, Lord, Saturday morning, all my time has gone away. I got my money, I got my honey, when I'm on the street to play. Yeah, Sunday morning is the best, 'cause that's when Ruby can lie in her nest. I say the girl, I gotta get a rest, 'cause Monday is a mess.
All I want to do is to achieve a goal, and the goal is to become successful in what I'm doing and enjoy it in the meantime. It's nothing abnormal to be ignored. You know, there's a lot of great singers around which nobody takes any notice of. So if I never ever make it, you know, I'll always have to consider myself as a good singer. You know, I tried, and I'm as good as anybody else. I won't feel alone, and I won't feel depressed and downhearted about it, because like myself, there's a lot more who are, you know, just as good and just never got the recognition.
Blue Monday, the week starts again. I go to work and song by the rain. Here comes a Tuesday, oh, how to Tuesday. I'm so tired, someone's stolen my brain. Lord, Lord, by Wednesday, I'm feeling so blue. There ain't nothing this poor girl can do. I say by Thursday, I'm out of my head. By Friday, I wish I was there. But Saturday morning, Lord, Saturday morning, all my kindness has all gone away. I got my money, I got my honey, when I'm on the street to play. Yeah, Sunday morning is the best, 'cause that's when Ruby can lie in her nest. I say the girl, I gotta get a rest, 'cause Monday is a mess. Monday is a mess.
I've been with that firm for 8 years. I've gone from doing reception work to an analysis clerk to production clerk. You know, you name it, I've done it basically in that company. Now we've gone computerized. I'm now working at VDU, and you know, it varies, so it's interesting, and also it keeps me human.
I've known her for about 15 months now. During that time, her career has progressed slightly, although from when I have seen her both on the television and when she's sung for our Christmas parties in the factory, I feel that she's got a great deal of talent and potential and should go far. We do make a certain concession in that she does not have to give us notice for holidays, and we will allow her extra time off if she requires it, to go either for recording sessions or to go touring to the different venues where she sings.
If I was left out waiting for this deal to turn up, you know, I might go mad. So having a job, it keeps me steady. It keeps me in touch with the world, basically, with normal people, you know?
She's just totally different. The voice you hear at work sounds so different to when you hear her beautiful notes when she sings. It's lovely.
Do you think she should be a big star?
I do. Long ago, I think.
Here's one of my favorites. I'd rather go blind.
The guys I'm working with have all sort of stuck with it. They're prepared to slug it out with me until we get something out of it. Sometimes, when I stop and think, you know, deeply about it and think, well, what the hell's going on, you know? I'm singing my heart out and they're taking no notice. But I don't think it's something I can dismiss as easy as that, because it's in my blood now. You know, it's a part of me.
Something told me it was over, baby. When I saw you and that girl, you were talking. Something deep down in my soul just said, go and cry now, baby. When I saw you and that girl, you just gotta walk on by. Yeah. Now I'd rather be a blind girl, baby. Yeah, yeah. Then I see you walk away from me. Don't wanna see you go, boy. See, I love you so much. I don't wanna see you leave me, no, babe. But one more thing and one more thing, I just don't wanna be free. I was just sitting there thinking, when the reflection of glass that I held on my lips now, baby, revealed the tears that were on my face. And oh yeah, and I'd rather be a blind girl, baby, yeah, yeah. Then I see you walk away from me. Don't wanna see you go, boy. See, I love you so much. I don't wanna see you leave me, no, babe. But one more thing and one more thing, I just don't wanna be free. I was just thinking. When the reflection of glass that I had on my lips now, baby, reveal the tears that were on my face. And oh yeah, now I'd rather be a blind girl, baby, yeah. Then I see you walk away from me, as you go, boy. No, said I'd rather be a blind girl, baby, yeah. Then I see you walk away from me. Whoa, no way, you can go, boy, you can go, babe, you can go, babe. I said no, babe, you can go, babe, you can go, boy, you can go, boy. Whoa, blind girl, I'll be a blind girl, Lord, a blind girl, I'll be a blind girl. Yeah, a blind girl, I'll be a blind girl, I'll be a blind girl, 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 Lord, a blind girl, a blind girl, yeah, a blind girl, a blind girl. Whoa, no way, you can go, boy. I said no, babe, you can go, babe. I said no, babe, you can go, babe, you can go, boy. I said I would rather be a blind girl, baby, yeah, than to see ya walk away from me.